What's up? It's me. I'm going grocery shopping, and I figured I might as well bring you guys along for the ride because there's a lot of interesting stuff at Japanese grocery stores. It's Christmas Eve. It's not really a big deal in Japan, kind of. So I'm kind of just doing my regular do. And I guess trying to free up my weekend as best I can by doing all this stuff now. So tag along, if you will, as I go to the grocery store and buy food and stuff. See it over there. It's called The Big. Just The Big. Nothing small about it. The Big. You can find, well, The Big itself. But there's also a pharmacy, which is a little bit like Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. And then there's also, what's it called again? I always forget the name of it, damn it. Daiso. That's it. It's called Daiso, and it's more like the Dollarama of Japan, or at least in Sapporo. I don't know if Daiso is everywhere else. I'm assuming it is because it's pretty well everywhere in the city. Whenever I go grocery shopping, I try every week, so far anyway, to grab something that I haven't eaten yet. That's something I would not usually find in Canada, and I'll buy it and make it, eat it, and see what it tastes like. So right now it's mostly been fish, because there is a lot of fish here. But with that being said, this week might be a little bit different. It's time to go to the Big. The carts are quite small here, so it's quite common practice too. Get a cart and get a basket. You put the basket in your cart, and away you go. For those who've never seen one of these, this is a daikon. It's a big ass root plant that grows here in Japan. So it's really, really big. It's my hand for scale. It's a big ass radish. Now the top third of it is sweet. The middle part is sweet peppery. And then the bottom part is straight up spicy. Kind of like an actual radish that we're used to. Many applications. You can eat the whole thing, even the leaves. And you can put them in soups, you can put them in salads. And it's a staple of Japanese cuisine. This is spinach, but you can notice that it's a lot bigger than we have in Canada. And unlike the one in Canada, it's actually kind of sweet. And then, fruit here is insanely expensive. So for one pack of oranges, 480 yen, so that's $6, and you're getting maybe 5 oranges out of that. I do like me some good old ramen. You can kind of get ramen that's half cooked in these packs, and you just gotta toss it in some water for a minute or so. 3 servings of ramen. So lots of crab. Well, seafood's huge here. Fish. Some mackerel. Look at a whole squid leg. A whole fucking leg. Look at that. Wow. You hit the head. Home. Really small fillet. Ooh, this stuff. So this, I got this last week. What is that, you may ask? Excellent question. I'm still not 100% sure, but I think it is fish innards, like intestines. I think they clean them out and then they sell them as a tag. You know, fish liver or something like that. And yeah, apparently the old guy that suggested that I eat it, that I fried up with some salt and put it in some soup, and I did. It was actually pretty good. I wanted to give these guys a spin. I mean, I don't know what these are or even how to prepare them. Or even, they look like they're pretty prepared. Hello! Okay, for 97 yen, I think I'm going to give these guys a try. I guess I'll figure out what they are when I decide to cook them. That's going to be my mystery food of the week. Lots of really good nutrients. Salmon platters, $15 each. octopus, I guess, in this case. Eggs here are pretty cheap. 155 yen for a pack of 10, which is quite inexpensive. Chicken thighs here are more expensive than you'd find in Canada. So like this is chicken breast. It's 30% off. One chicken breast for about $1.75, which is a pretty smoking deal. So I might pick up a couple of these sausages. Apparently, like a whole wall of sausage. I guess I won't consider that it's a sausage party here sometimes. Why not? You get quite a few things that are prepared in advance here, and they're not overly expensive either. God, it's expensive. But, alas, it is always cheaper if you cook yourself. So with that being said, we're just going to walk right past all of this delicious looking food. White bread. 20% off too. Off an already low price, 7 yen. Ice cream by the cone. It's kind of neat. You can get Ripple. If I have to drink like reduced lactose milk, here's the one I buy here. Literally means nice on the stomach or easy on the stomach. Rice is surprisingly expensive here. You would think that being the staple food of Japan, rice would be cheap, like bread is back home-ish. But that's not the case. See, for you guys that will hear, this is the 5 kilogram bag of rice. It's about $21 for 5 kilograms. And that's not a whole lot, like in Canada. You can probably get a little bit more than that for that price. Jams. Again, the portion sizes are a little bit inconvenient because that's like 3 toasts, you know. There are some brands that transcend borders, as you can see. Little Tony the Tiger. It's here in Japan too. But Tony the Tiger is also 300 yen-ish. And I'm more of a 145 yen guy. And these chocolate cornflakes are a bomb. Again, some more traditional ingredients here. Dried fish. Dried squid. These are considered snacks as well. Except for maybe that. You don't eat that, you make soup out of that. Figured that one out last week. What's this? Corn potage. Crackers. I bet these are probably pretty good, but you know, perhaps not for me. Ah, yes. Okay, good. We're at the spot that I was hoping to. This stuff will change your life. This is called furikake, and you sprinkle this on your rice when you cook it. Just regular white rice. You know, you have a typical tendency of putting soy sauce on it. They do that here too, but furikake is also very popular. And I'll kind of give you an idea of what the classic looks like. Just like little sprinkles that you put on your rice. You know, nothing crazy. It's got a bit of salt in it, maybe some sesame seeds and stuff. Sometimes it's little pieces of seaweed. But holy jeez, everything tastes delicious when you put this on it. You can put it on rice. You could probably sprinkle it on a salad. Sprinkle it on anything you want. And it tastes amazing. If you are around the Ottawa area or something like that, there's a TNT on Hunt Club. Go there, buy this. If you find it in a Loblaws or something, get some, try it out. It's easily one of the biggest things I've discovered here that's freaking amazing. It's hard to find good, like you can't find fresh herbs, at least not in the 2 stores near me. So things like rosemary, things like fresh thyme, fresh oregano, fresh parsley, that kind of stuff is quite hard to find. One thing that's also very common here is Kit Kat. Kit Kat is a big thing in Japan. There's like a million different varieties. This one is whole wheat cracker kit. You know what? How much is that? It was 145 yen for this. I'm gonna try this. Whole wheat Kit Kats. Okay. Review forthcoming on those. I guess the holy trinity of Japanese cooking. Cooking wine, mirin, and rice vinegar. Somewhere that way. And soy sauce, of course. This is miso. This is the kind of stuff that you use to make soup here. So that's seaweed from earlier. You simmer that for about 10 minutes in a pot with some water. And then you add some fish flakes, these guys here, and then you also simmer for another 10 minutes and you strain everything out and you get what's called dashi. And then into the dashi you can add a scoop or two of that miso paste that I showed you a second ago, and then you mix it around and you get the most basic miso soup you can get. And then to that you can add aburage, you can add tofu, you can add meats, you can add vegetables, you can really add whatever you want. And it kind of just brings everything out together, green onions, that kind of stuff. I made some last week. It's really, really easy. It takes about 20 minutes to make a huge pot of it. But it's really, really good. Something I do like to try is the nihonshu, which is like Japanese rice wine. And it's quite tasty, if a little bit expensive for what it is. It's got a very sweet flavor to it too, which is the kind of odd thing about it. Most beers and alcohols are bitter or sour or something, but no, nihonshu is a little bit sweet. And in that sense, it's actually quite tasty. Ooh, look at this sediment in that one. If that's normal. I guess so. Let's give this a try. I don't know if it's good or not, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, since Sapporo Classic. So you can only get in Hokkaido. With that, my shopping is complete. Hopefully it's less than $80 because that's all I have with me. Such attention is paid to how well it's stacked. It's kind of surprising. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Then you bring your cart over here, and now we're going to pay. So to pay, I'm paying cash today. I do not have these cards. Now it should prompt me to put my cash in these, so I'm going to do that. Then, once you have your cash, you put it in this little slot here, all at once. And you'll see it'll tally up the total, and then you confirm that that's the amount you want to give. From there, it'll dispense some change down there, and the receipt. There's the change. And with that, we are good to go. Alright, we're all stacked up and ready to go. Before we go, take basket, put it in the stack, do less work, use the cart to push the bag to the door. Here's the cart drop off. I'm gonna get my clothes on and go inside. Alright, well there you have it. That's what it's like in a grocery store in Japan. There's a lot of cool things, a lot of strange things, a lot of new things, a lot of familiar things. And in terms of prices, well, it kind of mirrors what it's like back home. I guess to give a broad perspective, that run was about 6,000 yen. It was 5,800 something. And with this many groceries, I could usually see myself lasting about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So I'm interested to see how those thin little torpedo fish, as I like to call them, turn out. I don't know what they taste like. I don't even know what the hell they are, but they should be pretty tasty, as most of the new things I've tried so far have been. Yeah. And I guess once I cook them up, maybe I'll take a picture and put it on social media or something like that. So anyway, thanks for tagging along. I will catch you later.